Welcome back to Memory Lane. My name is Craig Crash Collins. Alongside me is Ben Bowsman. We are going back through the Big Ten championship games. We're now up to 2012. This is the second Big Ten championship game. The only appearance for Nebraska, as they were the 12th ranked team in the country. They play Wisconsin, who is defending their Big Ten championship.
And who's unranked.
Yeah, unranked. And this is sans Russell Wilson, so he is left to go play for the Seattle Seahawks. And so this is episode 9 of Memory Lane. Thank you guys for hanging out. And this is a game where, already Wisconsin's taking the bull by the horns. You see they're up 21-10. And a game with the outcome was not very much expected.
No. And we were just talking before this video. I had no idea Melvin Gordon, redshirt freshman, ends up breaking. I don't know if it's he breaks some sort of record. He has like over 200 yards rushing.
Yeah.
James White plays. Who else was it? Melvin Gordon, James White, and Montee Ball's still. Yeah, he's the MVP. Yeah, he's the MVP of this game.
Just a slew of great running backs for Wisconsin against the Nebraska team, which this is really the only good year they've had as a member of the Big Ten. It's the second year, they're under head coach Bo Pelini for this one. So 21-10, Nebraska's still in this one, but Wisconsin about ready to put the pedal to the metal. Yeah. So we'll go ahead and hop right in here.
Not necessarily a throwing down, just because it's long yardage for Wisconsin. Play fake. Phillips. And caught.
And you wonder if Gordon had 216, I think it was 200 whatever yards. How many yards, did Ball have to get MVP?
Yeah. Plenty of time to find a receiver. Look at this. He's not even threatened. You talk about a clean pocket. That allows Aberderis to make the outcut move and go up and get the football. And now they go back to Wildcat.
Is that Rex
in this game, Melvin Gordon had 216, Montee Ball had 202 but 3 touchdowns. James White had 109 yards and 4 touchdowns, 8 total rushing touchdowns. So 56 points, which they ended up with 77, something like that.
Imagine if that was your fantasy team. Yeah. This was the week they were playing.
That's essentially a fantasy team of running backs.
But did I see Rex Burkhead on there?
For Nebraska. So some good running backs in this. And Tino Martinez, even though he didn't really do much at the NFL level, he was known as kind of a running quarterback too for Nebraska. So this game probably took like 2 hours in real time because of all the running.
Yeah. Really helps that percentage. Phillips to throw. Finds White. First down and more.
White doing what he's famous for with the Patriots.
Yeah.
Short little.
Yeah, I forgot Melvin Gordon was on this team. Knew he went to Wisconsin. I had completely forgot that James White played for Wisconsin.
And Matt Canada, the offensive coordinator, is opening up the playbook. Watch, he's got a whole lot of attention here. But he gets people out of the way. They run towards the middle of the field, which swings everything wide for the running back. Hit him on the run. He wins the one-on-one battle.
If you think about technically there's 3 Patriots that play in this game. Because even though
Montee Ball, and James White. Yeah.
Whoa! If he would have held that ball for just a couple more seconds, he would have got.
We saw that last year a couple of times with Russell Wilson. And that was, remember last year's Montee.
And I think that kind of plays the one that amps up your offensive line the most is your quarterback stands in there and possibly takes a big hit.
Yeah.
Just to get the passing play off.
Coming back to Kurt Phillips. 3 ACL injuries later. He's not just a quarterback, he's a receiver. White now back in the Wildcat.
This is when the Wildcat was popular.
Hey, there's your band. running.
They do this. I think Western Michigan does this too, and I think
What, kicks field goals?
Yeah, that song they played after the touchdown.
Remaining in the second
11-11, make a wish.
Wisconsin here in the first half.
I'm good.
I'm good.
The Big Ten Championship on
I
Fox is
wish
sponsored by
you would just shut
Nissan,
up.
premier partner
Oh, wow.
of the Heisman Trophy.
All right, well that will do it.
That's the end of memory lane, folks. No.
Yeah, 9 episodes in,
Yeah.
we're breaking up over creative
Not even a full
differences.
season.
Yeah.
Matt Canada, their offensive coordinator. I first experienced time with him when he was at Indiana, and he created yards and plays with lesser talent there.
Oh wow.
There's
Shots
Matt
fired.
Canada.
Yeah.
He came to work today blue-collar style, but he's showing us a flashy, stylish element to his game this evening. Kyle French.
This is at a point where
He's been
Nebraska's
drilling
probably like,
football.
what the heck is going on? We're down 28-10
And Nebraska will take
early in the
lead
second
again.
quarter.
Let's flash back to this game 1 year ago. Your memory bank is correct, Gus. Toss sweep to Montee.
Good.
Ball.
Yes.
Russell Wilson exits on the backside.
Ooh, I think the one this year was better.
Catch the ball like an experienced receiver. He also caught one of those for a touchdown during the year. Jared Alvarez was a high school quarterback. And he throws back to Kurt Phillips on this play. Look how he sold it. Looking to his right before coming back to his left. Phillips concentrates and hauls it in and almost gets into the end zone. Alvarez, former walk-on, has more than earned his scholarship at Wisconsin. On a first down, Abdullah running. And
Amir Abdullah, another, he ran for the Lions for a little while.
Taylor.
Essentially, it's the whole NFL, right?
Yeah, the whole, every running back you've ever had on your fantasy team has been in this game.
Yep.
The game of runs
Now,
so
this year I
far.
got Gordon, so
I
know he's had some injury issues.
Well, now, I mean,
the Broncos.
I was gonna say the Broncos have been where all the Wisconsin
no.
running backs have gone.
We've gone out to pasture.
Make that Martinez over the middle.
Well, there's another Wisconsin running back that ended up there, not one that was necessarily super well known.
Reaching in and
Come
knocking
on,
it
Lindsay.
down.
Oh, you said Wisconsin.
The one was to Wisconsin, but then to Denver. I don't know who I'm thinking of. Oh, I'm thinking of Hillman, but I think he went to
Ronnie Hillman.
Ronnie Hillman, but he went to like Mississippi State though. I'm wrong on that one.
Third down and 10.
I mean, you can lie and say he went there just to make the point.
Yeah, true.
Conversion.
We can just we can just make it up, whatever.
Yeah. You know Peyton Manning went to Wisconsin?
Yeah.
Martinez scrambling.
It's like, I don't know if have you ever heard that Louis C.K. joke where he was like, screw you, I'll go home and put it in the internet and it'll be true.
Yeah.
I'll get home before you and I'll put it in the internet.
Yeah, you know Tom Brady with Peyton Manning's backup. in
Yeah.
Wisconsin.
Go into the Wikipedia page.
Yeah. Edit.
About blocking scheme when they only have the two down linemen and the middle gap is open. They're not sure where guys are going to come from and what gaps are going to hit. Who will rush, who will drop, and guys are coming free at the quarterback. Denzel don't back deep. Maher hangs it high.
Did he go to the NFL too?
Who?
And
Maher.
they're caught at the 30.
No, I don't think. I mean, it sounds familiar, but I don't know.
47-yard punt. A lot of pressure being applied defensively by Wisconsin, and they've got the football back.
Coming up on the Pizza Hut halftime, we'll get you caught up on championship weekend, including Alabama's wild win against Georgia, plus the ACC championship, and Texas versus Kansas State. That's all next with Eddie and Joey on the Pizza Hut halftime.
Welcome back, 28-10.
Hey, side note, when's the last time you ate at Pizza Hut?
Not only
Actually, the other day we had a pizza.
offensively, but
Good
the
pizza.
defense has been stellar last couple of series. Now, let's answer the Aflac trivia question. Michigan
Had some
Yes.
stuffed
Was the
crust.
last Big Ten
Had
team to
had
appear
some
in
sausage
the
and
second
pepperoni. It was good.
football,
It's
77.
Not a
making me hungry
sponsor.
now. Yeah. Hashtag ad, by the way.
Yeah.
Number 31 for the Badgers out of the offset eye.
Now it's all Papa
Take
John's
ball to deep man.
like
Yeah.
sponsoring of games. It used to be Pizza Hut everything.
Crosses the 35.
We're seeing
Sean Fisher there.
Pizza Hut's still around because they have that whole like, no one else. Pizza's the hut.
You alluded to the defense, Gus.
You never heard that?
It's not
Really?
just the offense and the defense, though.
I haven't. I don't.
Shows how much football you watch, Ben.
Dang it.
Every coach has
I
a
do
good
eat a lot of
message, but it's
food.
one thing to get your team to buy
A lot of
in,
pizza.
and that's what's happening.
Phillips on the run. And just to add to what you two gentlemen were talking about, when you look at the schedule, Wisconsin started by beating Northern Iowa. Then they lost their second game at Oregon State 10-7.
He's so ecstatic. Look at that.
Lost to Nebraska.
Guys, we're winning.
30-27.
Jeez. So I didn't realize that they had lost to Nebraska earlier this season. So both of Wisconsin's Big Ten championships have been like revenge games,
Yeah.
pretty much.
Michigan State.
What does it take to finish off a game? That's where they've had their struggles this season. Third down and 4.
You think when they got the score up to like 50 that he was worried about finishing the game?
Yeah.
That's where they've had their struggles.
They're like, uh-oh, this is where everything implodes.
Yeah, it falls apart.
We're up 50-30.
With 2 minutes left.
Personal foul, unnecessary roughness. Defense number 3. 15 yards from the end of the run. Automatic first down.
Damian Stafford. There's the catch by Abrederis. Blatchford chasing him, helping make the tackle. And there's the call. Helmet to helmet up top. Watch Stafford as he delivers the blow here. Now that's a tough one because the head snaps, but I saw a lot of shoulder in that. But in the naked eye at that speed to the official.
This is probably around when the rule first came into being, and they're like, oh, everything is, because that was borderline. That didn't look. I mean, you know, we're watching this in the same session that we watched the Dante Love one, and that doesn't look nearly as bad. Or nearly, like that looks like about the same, I guess is what I mean to say.
So much credit for how they have responded to the tragedy that took place. Bill O'Brien, their head coach, set the tone, and he was at Media Days in Chicago and was phenomenal that day and told people what it was going to be like at Penn State. Didn't talk about wins and losses, just about what the culture was going to be for them. And those seniors hung together and brought that team together and had a fantastic year. But right now, Wisconsin wants to wipe away that loss and inflict one on Nebraska running the football. 2nd and 3, Gordon around the corner with a line. And Melvin Gordon gets close to the 15, picks up 12. DJ Smith
Feel like Chris
chops him
Berman.
down.
Yeah.
Gus, you do a lot of boxing. Right now, this Wisconsin team, I would say, is truly imposing its will on the Nebraska defense.
I would say
They're trying
so.
to figure out what to do, not just in terms of getting lined up, but how do they handle Wisconsin physically? That big offensive line is leaning on people and mashing people, and they keep bringing bigger people into the game. We saw that at Stanford last night. Uniforms are similar, system is similar, results also similar. Sean Fisher will walk off the field.
They also had an interception return for a touchdown.
16, Wildcat formation.
Wisconsin just dominated.
The big barge in front of him again. Here's the handoff. Gordon. Again. Gordon.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Make that ball. Touchdown. That time they line Monty ball up and swept him around.
Like, I'm sure people don't think of it at that time, but dude, it's gotta be one of the best running back like lineups.
Oh yeah.
You know?
Superman's it. Extends. Oh yeah.
I mean, that almost rivals like what Alabama had with like, you know, Mark Ingram and TJ Yeldon and Eddie Lacy. I don't know if they're all there at the same time, but I'm pretty sure that I think that at least they overlapped.
Yeah.
So I mean, that's pretty crazy. So they go out 35-10 there, and then we'll finish out the half here.
They have it up front. Nebraska, that's something to feel good about. Hard line. And don't forget, tomorrow, Fox NFL Sunday has a full slate of action featuring the Vikings heading to Green Bay to take on the Packers in a key NFC North showdown. Or see the Bucs take on Peyton
And the Broncos in Denver. Coverage begins at noon Eastern, 9 a.m. Pacific on Fox.
And the
Russell
49ers,
Wilson
one of the
start
best teams
right
in the
away?
league, have made that change at
Yes.
quarterback.
Yeah.
He
He
wasn't when he got there. Wasn't
Because
Russell.
no. So that's what happened. So that actually reminds me about what did happen. So he was drafted. He was originally going to back up Matt Flynn because that was the year after Matt Flynn had that insane game. He started one game in 2011 or whatever it was for the Green Bay Packers. It was the last week of the season. He threw 6 touchdown passes against the Lions,
And everybody drafted
and so
him.
the Seahawks signed him, and then Russell Wilson goes and beats him out in the preseason and training camp.
Quarterback with more experience, they might think about trying to get
Yeah, I couldn't remember if he had to sit at all.
I know they don't want to make a mistake.
Yeah, I mean, I think that was the intention, but he ended up starting right away.
Keeping the pressure on at the end of the half.
And then, like 2 years later, wins the Super Bowl.
And White running.
Wow.
Trying to break it. And finally tripped up at the 36. After 12-yard pickup. Courtney Osborne grabbed his ankle.
And see, I think they're going to think about it a little bit now because they have a little more breathing room in their own territory.
Wisconsin calling a timeout. 20 seconds remaining in the first half. Back right after this.
Come on, guys, we do better.
We need to be up by
35 to
more.
10, 20 seconds remaining.
Unacceptable.
Phillips approaches the line of scrimmage. Melvin Gordon with running room. Melvin
Yeah, at
Gordon
that point, it's just
on the
like
sideline.
it's like a video game where they're just like, you keep running.
Oh,
Oh my
wow.
God, jeez.
It almost looked like he tried to toss it back for a second.
Yeah.
61 yards.
Wow.
That's like when Madden had Michael Vick on it.
Oh yeah.
And everybody just ran with Michael Vick.
Yeah.
Well, heck, if you had Wisconsin on it, you know, you could just...
Some of the old like college football games, you could like basically call a like Hail Mary, and then if you had like a mobile quarterback, or you could put your like running back at quarterback for that play, and then just run it because that, all the defense, like the AI, would just pull back. That's what I used to do all the time. That's how when I was in like a dynasty mode, that's what I would do. Wow. It's arm tackles, like nobody form tackling anybody. They're just like, yeah, we'll just try to bring. You know how you've got 3 really strong, powerful running backs? We're just gonna try to arm tackle them. It's fine.
Timeout. 6 seconds
Flag
left.
football.
Yeah. What? I 2-hand touched him.
Yeah.
And if they don't get in, he calls timeout and kicks the field goal.
Wildcat formation.
And Nebraska doesn't necessarily have small guys either.
No. Wow.
I just turned away. What happened?
Halfback pass.
Oh.
Yeah. So you've honed in on the run the whole game. You're like, okay, this is a definite running situation again. And what do? Just a little dink over the defensive line.
Ties back to Russell Wilson, the whole Seattle Seahawks, Marshawn Lynch.
Yeah.
Remember, everybody's like, you should
How
just
many
ran it.
times have we talked about change-ups and counters in rematch games?
I think we're at the point now where it doesn't matter what you do at the goal line.
Yeah.
They changed it up. Fake the
Blindfold,
ball,
throw a pass
pop
backwards.
pass for White to Arneson, and Wisconsin goes into the locker room. Huge against Nebraska.
So Wisconsin would go on. They lead 42-10 at the half. They go on to win 70-31.
Yep.
I mean, without having to look too far into it, that's got to be the most lopsided Big Ten championship that we've seen
Right.
at least to date, but also like.
And they go on
overall.
to supply the NFL with its
With all
running
the
backs.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so that will do it for this week's edition of Memory Lane. Next week we'll have the 2013 Big Ten Championship, but until then, have a good week, everybody.
See ya.